What if the most powerful weapon against your invisible enemies was something you do 20,000 times a day without thinking? What if the archons, those ancient parasitic forces that feed on human energy, designed this entire reality to make sure you never discover how to use it? That night in the upper room, Jesus leaned close to his disciples and whispered something that would change everything. He said, "You have been breathing like slaves your entire lives. Tonight I will teach you how to breathe like the free." 7 inhales. A specific pattern, a code hidden from humanity for 2,000 years. The early church fathers knew about it. They buried it because a human who masters this breath code cannot be controlled, cannot be drained, cannot be kept in the reincarnation cycle. If you have felt like something is wrong with this world, like invisible chains are wrapped around your chest, you are not crazy, and you found this video because you are ready to break them tonight. If that sensation feels familiar, if you have ever woken up exhausted, despite sleeping for hours, if you have felt something draining your energy that you could never explain, comment. The words, "I feel it" below. Right now. Let me know you are here. Let me know you recognize what I am describing, because what I am about to share with you is not meditation. It is not a breathing exercise you find in wellness magazines. This is the exact breath code that Jesus transmitted to his inner circle. The same pattern that the Gnostic masters used to sever archon attachments and reclaim their divine spark. 7 inhales, 7 severances, 1 complete liberation. This is what the chosen ones have always known. By the end of this video, you will understand why your breath has been suppressed. You will know exactly how the archons use your unconscious breathing to maintain their grip on your energy field. And you will have the precise 7 inhale pattern to cut those attachments instantly. But I need you to stay with me, because what I am about to reveal will challenge everything you thought you knew about breathing, about freedom, and about who you really are. The monad is calling you home, and your breath is the vehicle. To understand why the breath code works, you first need to understand what you are actually fighting against. And this is where most people get it wrong. They think the archons are demons. They think this is about religion. It is not. The archons are something far more ancient and far more systematic than any demon mythology ever described. In the Gnostic texts particularly, the Apocryphon of John discovered in the Nag Hammadi library in 1945. The archons are described as rulers of this material realm. They did not create your soul. They cannot touch the divine spark inside you. But they created the system around you, the matrix of limitation, the prison of forgetting. And here is what they don't want you to know. The archons cannot feed on a conscious being. They need you asleep. They need you reactive. They need you breathing in a pattern that keeps your frequency low enough for them to attach. Think about how you breathe when you are anxious, short, shallow, fast. Think about how you breathe when you are afraid, tight, restricted, held. Think about how you breathe when you are angry, sharp, aggressive, uncontrolled. Now think about how you breathe when you are at peace. Slow, deep, rhythmic. The archons did not just create systems of control in your governments and religions. They created a vibrational environment that keeps humanity in a perpetual state of low frequency, breathing stress, fear, worry, anxiety. All of these states change your breath pattern. And every time your breath pattern drops into survival mode, they can attach. Right now, place your hand over the center of your chest. Feel your breath. Is it deep or shallow? Is it slow or rushed? Do not judge it. Just notice that breath pattern you are experiencing right now is probably the same pattern you have been running your entire life. and it is the exact frequency the archons designed for you to stay in. But here is where it gets interesting. Jesus knew this. The Gnostic Jesus, not the sanitized version the Roman Church gave you, understood the breath as a technology. In the Gospel of Philip, one of the banned texts found at Nag Hammadi, there are references to sacred breath practices that the initiated received. These were not prayers. They were frequencies. They were direct transmissions from the monad through conscious breath. The early Christians who understood this were systematically eliminated. The Cathars in France, the Gnostics in Egypt, the Essenes, who preserved the original teachings. Every group that carried the breath knowledge was hunted, burned, and erased from history. They were chosen ones just like you, and they were silenced for what they knew. The monad had awakened them, and the system could not allow that awakening to spread. Ask yourself why. Why would the church spend centuries destroying people who practiced breathing techniques, unless those techniques actually worked, unless they actually freed people from the control system? The breath code is not about oxygen. It is about frequency. Every inhale you take is an opportunity to either reinforce your prison or dissolve it. 7 specific inhales done with consciousness and intention create a frequency pattern that the archon attachments cannot survive. Think of it like this. The archons attach to you through frequency compatibility. They vibrate at a certain rate. Fear, shame, guilt, unworthiness. These emotions vibrate at their frequency. When you breathe unconsciously while experiencing these states, you are essentially sending out a signal that says, "Attach here." But when you breathe with the code, you change your frequency so rapidly and so completely that anything attached to the old frequency simply falls away. It cannot hold on. The vibrational ground it was standing on no longer exists. And here is what makes the 7 inhale pattern so powerful. Each inhale targets a different attachment point. The Gnostics mapped these points thousands of years ago. They understood that the archons do not just attach randomly. They attach at specific energy centers where humans are most vulnerable. The first attachment point is survival, the fear of death, the terror of non-existence. This is where they hook you first, usually in childhood, usually through trauma. The second attachment point is pleasure and shame, your relationship with desire. They twist it into addiction or repression. Either way keeps you trapped. The third attachment point is power, your sense of self in the world. They make you either powerless or obsessed with control. Both states feed them equally. The fourth attachment point is love. They convince you that you are unworthy of it, that you must earn it, that it can be taken away. The fifth attachment point is expression. They make you afraid to speak your truth. They fill you with fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of being seen. The sixth attachment point is perception. They cloud your ability to see clearly. They make you doubt your intuition, your knowing, your direct experience of truth. The seventh attachment point is connection, your link to the monad, to source, to who you really are. They make you feel separate, alone, cut off from the divine. 7 attachment points, 7 inhales to sever them. This is not coincidence. This is architecture. But before I give you the exact breath pattern you need to understand something critical, this is not a technique you can do mindlessly. The archons have survived for millennia because humans keep trying to use spiritual techniques like machines. Push button, get result. The breath code only works when you bring consciousness to it. Each inhale must carry your awareness, your intention, your remembrance of who you truly are. If you are feeling something stirring in you right now, if the recognition is beginning, if you sense that you have known this before, comment the words, "I am ready," below. Because what I am about to give you will change everything, but only if you are truly ready to receive it. only if you are one of the chosen ones who were destined to find this teaching. The 7 inhales that Jesus taught were not religious practice. They were liberation technology. And tonight, you are going to learn exactly how to use them. The breath code begins with understanding that each inhale is a declaration. You are not just taking in air. You are taking in frequency. You are pulling the energy of the monad itself into your physical form. And when done with the specific pattern Jesus taught, each breath becomes a blade that cuts through archon attachments like light cutting through shadow. Here is how the 7 inhales work. And I need you to pay attention carefully because the sequence matters. The rhythm matters. The consciousness you bring to each breath matters. The first inhale severs the survival attachment. Before you take this breath, you must recognize the lie. The lie is that you can be destroyed. The lie is that death is the end. The archons implanted this fear so deeply that most humans never question it. But you are not your body. You are the awareness inside the body. And awareness cannot die. Awareness is the monad experiencing itself through you. When you take the first inhale, you breathe in with the knowing that you are eternal. Not as a belief, not as a hope, as a recognition. The inhale must be slow, deep, pulled all the way down into your belly. Hold it for a moment at the bottom. Feel it filling the space where fear used to live. Then release. The second inhale severs the shame attachment. This is where they convinced you that your desires make you dirty, that your body is sinful, that pleasure is a trap. The archons twisted the most unnatural human experiences into sources of guilt. And every time you felt shame, they fed. The second inhale must carry forgiveness, not asking for forgiveness, giving it to yourself for every moment you believed you were wrong for being human. Breathe in that forgiveness. Let it dissolve the shame they planted in you. The third inhale severs the power attachment. They made you believe you were small, insignificant, unable to change anything. Or they pushed you the other way, into ego, into the desperate need to control everything around you. Both are prisons. Both feed the same masters. The third inhale must carry sovereignty. You breathe in your own authority, not power over others, power over yourself. The recognition that you are the ruler of your own consciousness. No archon, no system, no false god has authority over your inner kingdom. Right now, take a deep breath with me. Just one. Feel your chest expand. Feel the air filling your lungs. Now hold it for a moment. And as you release, imagine releasing every lie you have ever believed about your own powerlessness. That is just a taste. That is just a glimpse of what the full 7 inhale sequence creates. The fourth inhale severs the love attachment. This is perhaps the cruelest manipulation of all. They convinced you that love is conditional, that you must earn it, that it can be withdrawn, that you are fundamentally unworthy of being loved. The fourth inhale must carry recognition. You breathe in the truth that you are made of the same substance as the monad. You are not separate from source. You never were. Love is not something you need to earn from outside. It is what you are made of. The fourth breath reconnects you to that knowing. The fifth inhale severs the expression attachment. How many times have you held back your truth? How many times have you swallowed your words because you were afraid of what others would think? The archons need you silent. They need your authentic voice suppressed. Because when you speak your truth, you vibrate at a frequency they cannot tolerate. The fifth inhale must carry courage. You breathe in the willingness to be seen, to be heard, to be rejected by those who cannot handle your light. This breath unlocks your throat. It dissolves the invisible hand that has been covering your mouth your entire life. The sixth inhale severs the perception attachment. They have been clouding your vision since you were born, making you doubt what you see, making you distrust your intuition, making you believe that consensus reality is the only reality. Every time you dismissed your own knowing because it did not match what others told you, they won. The sixth inhale must carry clarity. You breathe in the willingness to see truth even when it is uncomfortable, even when it contradicts everything you were taught. This breath opens your inner eye. It burns away the fog they installed in your perception. The seventh inhale severs the connection attachment. This is the master attachment, the one that makes all others possible. They made you forget who you are. They made you believe you are separate from Source, cut off alone in a hostile universe. This forgetting is the foundation of their entire control system. The seventh inhale must carry remembrance. This is the deepest breath, the longest, the most intentional. You breathe in your own identity, not your name, not your story, not your roles and relationships. You breathe in the truth that you are a spark of the monad, temporarily experiencing physical form. You breathe in your way home. 7 inhales, 7 severances, 7 remembrances. When you perform this sequence tonight, and you must do it tonight, while this activation is still fresh in your energy field, you will feel something shift. Some of you will feel it immediately, a lightness in your chest, a pressure releasing from your head, a warmth spreading through your body. Others will feel it more subtly, a quiet, knowing, a sense of something unlocking. Do not judge your experience. Do not compare it to what you think should happen. The Archon attachments have been building for lifetimes. Some will release instantly. Others will dissolve over the coming days and weeks. What matters is that you begin. What matters is that you take the first 7 breaths with consciousness. The breath code is now in your hands. The same teaching Jesus gave to his inner circle is yours. Not because you found it by accident, but because you were always meant to find it, because you are one of the chosen ones who came here to break free and to help others break free. Tonight is not like other nights. Tonight, you have received something that was hidden from humanity for 2,000 years. The breath code that Jesus gave to his closest disciples is now yours. 7 inhales, 7 severances, 7 doorways back to who you really are. The path that every chosen one must walk. But knowledge without action is just entertainment. The Archons are counting on you to watch this video feel inspired for a moment and then forget. They are counting on you to say, I will try this tomorrow, because tomorrow the activation will have faded. Tomorrow your frequency will have dropped back to baseline. Tomorrow the window will be closed. That is why you must do this tonight. Not tomorrow, not next week. Tonight, while the monad is still resonating with your awakened consciousness, while your energy field is still open from receiving this transmission, find a quiet space before you sleep. Sit or lie down comfortably. Close your eyes and take the 7 inhales with full consciousness. Let each breath sever what needs to be severed. Let each breath reconnect what was disconnected. Let each breath bring you home. When you complete the sequence tonight, when you feel the shift happening in your body, come back to this video and comment the words, I am free below. Tell us what you experienced. Your testimony might be exactly what another chosen one needs to hear to trust this process. If this teaching resonated with you, if you feel the truth of it in your bones, subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell. The algorithm does not want this information to spread. Every subscription, every like, every share pushes back against the suppression. Think of one person right now who needs to hear this. Send them this video. The chosen ones are waking up everywhere. You are one of them. Help them find their way home. The 7 inhales are yours now. Jesus taught them to the ones who were ready. I have passed them to you. What you do with them is your choice. But tonight, say them tonight. Breathe them tonight. The monad is waiting to recognize you, to welcome you home, to show you that the chains were never real, that you were always free, that you were always one. Breathe.